Russia funds school feeding program in Tajikistan. The Russian Federation has contributed $2 million to the United Nations World Food Program, or WFP, to ensure that the children in 2,000 schools across Tajikistan continue to have access to nutritious meals. In 2021, through Russian financial support, 7,000 tons of food were received by the nation to feed around 440,000 school children. Besides the meals, the WFP's financing of school infrastructure modernization programs, such as the building of 9 greenhouses, are also benefiting schools throughout the country. Since 2013, Russia has contributed $82.1 million to fund the WFP school feeding program in Tajikistan. Russia is a laureate of 2 Shining World Leadership Awards for Compassion, a Shining World Generosity Leadership Award, and a Shining World Leadership Award for Wildlife Protection. We applaud your kindness, Russia, and the World Food Program. May Tajik children always be nourished and healthy in heaven's grace.
United States national debt exceeds $30 trillion. For the first time, the U.S. national debt has surpassed $30 trillion, which has been mainly attributed to the $6 trillion in borrowing during the pandemic. Economists have issued warnings about the situation, as increasing interest rates in the future could reduce the amount of money available for spending on social programs and other needed services. Currently, interest rates are at record lows, yet $1 billion is still spent per day servicing the loans. The rates are expected to rise in the years ahead, making payments on the debt even larger and more of taxes going to pay off the amount borrowed. Almost $8 trillion of the debt, along with interest, is owed to other countries. Such concerning news, United States, on the large financial obligations of your nation. In the mercy of the divine, may a sustainable path forward soon be found to enable your citizens to have a brighter economic future.
Making war? Congratulations. You've just won a jackpot ticket to eternal hell.
Up next, study shows how a mostly plant-based diet could restore land degraded by animal people raising and increase carbon capture.
Paper highlights mostly plant-based diet adoption could benefit planet through decreased land use for animal people raising. A study by international researchers recently published in the science journal Nature Food shows that if the populations of 54 high-income nations worldwide adopted the Eat Lancet diet that is predominantly plant-based, their collective greenhouse gas, or GHG, emissions would fall by almost 2/3. If the land no longer used for animal people raising due to the dietary shift was allowed to return to its natural state, it would be a bit larger than the size of the European Union and store 98.3 billion tons of carbon equivalent by 2100. These enormous GHG reductions could help the Earth avoid a 1.5 degrees Celsius rise in temperature. Our thanks, international research team, for your important work, demonstrating how our planet can heal itself without being burdened by animal people product production and consumption. May all countries take heed and enact vegan law now, in heaven's shelter.
Laos builds solar power plants to enhance renewable energy capacity. Laos has finished 8 and is in the process of constructing 50 more solar power plants to increase the nation's supply of green energy, as well as improve its energy independence. Once all facilities are completed, the total capacity will be 7.6 gigawatts. The project will also facilitate Laos in importing less power during the dry season and exporting more electricity overall. The country is currently experiencing rapid socio-economic changes, and the extra supply of power will help to satisfy its future needs. Way to go, Laos, on your extensive investments into solar energy infrastructure. In the blessings of the Buddha, may your beautiful nation continue to move forward peacefully to the benefit of all your citizens and animal people residing within your borders.
Nature lover builds homes for 60,000 swift-bird people. John Stimpson from Cambridgeshire, United Kingdom, celebrated his 80th birthday with the completion of his 30,000th nesting box for the swift-bird people who are listed as endangered due to their loss of nesting sites. Mr. Stimpson started making nesting boxes 13 years ago when he retired, and his shelters have been installed in the United Kingdom, Italy, Sweden, France, and Spain. It has been estimated that about 15,000 breeding pairs have occupied these lovingly made enclosures. In addition, the kind gentleman has built about 700 boxes for the barn owl people and 800 for the blue-tit, finch, blackbird and trussbird people. Mr. Stimpson said, "Wildlife gives me so much delight. One way I can repay it is to build these boxes." A heartfelt round of applause, John Stimpson, and all those involved in helping preserve our delightful feathered friends. May our treasured swiftbird people soon thrive again and sing their joyous songs in divine love.
Former CEO of Dunkin' Donuts helps vegan bacon company grow. David Hoffman, the previous CEO of the United States-based coffee and donut chain Dunkin' Donuts, recently invested in the vegan bacon brand Hooray Foods, which raised $2.7 million in seed funding to be used for expansion. Mr. Hoffman is confident that the new product will soon be a popular item on the menus of thousands of restaurants and fast food establishments nationwide, made with ingredients including coconut oil, rice flour, tapioca starch, liquid smoke, umami seasoning, maple syrup, and beet juice concentrate. The innovative vegan bacon mimics its animal person-based counterpart closely. It is already sold in over 1,000 outlets across the US and 180 grocery stores in Canada. Congratulations, Hooray Foods, on your successful seed funding. And thank you, Mr. Hoffman, for your support of the vegan food industry in the upliftment of the providence. May people always make the compassionate vegan choice when selecting nutrition to sustain their bodies.
Dog person saves caregiver from house fire in Queensland, Australia. Luke Arthur was sleeping in his house in Kingston, a town south of Brisbane, when his Kelpie dog person companion named Lunar woke him up by jumping on him. Through the cracks of the door, Mr. Arthur saw the orange glare of the flames and escaped with his 3 dog people companions, his mother's ashes, and 2 changes of clothing. He then started honking his car's horn to alert the neighbors. Though his house was destroyed and 2 neighboring houses damaged, luckily no one was hurt. How fortunate we are to have animal people friends like perceptive and caring Lunar. May you soon rebuild your home, Luke Arthur, and enjoy many safe and happy years ahead with beloved Lunar and your other dear dog person companions, in God's abundant care.